Hi. Good afternoon. So, how are you doing today? Um, yeah, the cases are increasing, so please be careful. Yeah, please be careful. And yeah, stay safe. All right. Anyway, today I want to talk about how to stay motivated. A lot of people ask that question, and I think there are many ways to answer that. Right? How to stay motivated, and well, here are three ways. Here are three ways that that could help someone stay motivated. Why do we need to be motivated? I think we have a lot of things that we need to do every day. We have exercising. Gotta lose weight. Got to read a book. Got to do the work. Got to achieve some goals. Got to achieve results. Got to a lot of things, isn't it? So I guess staying motivated is what everybody wants, because a lot of people say, oh, I do it halfway and I quit, and I just can't seem to stay motivated. So I think being motivated is is one of the most popular things, isn't it? Right? We go for trainings to be motivated. We read books to be motivated. We listen to songs to be motivated, and you just see some people who are like always motivated, right? and you're wondering, what are they eating? What are they taking? What kind of drink are they drinking? And hi Qingyi, hi Ying, how are you? And you wonder how come they're so motivated, isn't it? And I wish I have a little bit of that. I wish I could be as motivated as they are. And me too. I look at people who are motivated and say, well, how come you're so motivated? How come you're so motivated? And some people ask me, so William, how come you're so motivated? There are many ways. There are many reasons. I guess if you really want something, you would be very motivated, isn't it? So I guess that's one of the ways. So I kind of put it down into three things. And maybe this will help. And how to stay motivated. I think. How do you stay motivated? Tell me, what do you do? What are the small tricks that you do, or the small things that you do to stay motivated? And you can help everybody as well. Your ideas can help many people as well. So yeah, please write down how do you stay motivated. So anyway, one of the things that I think will help to stay motivated is a question to why why does it take so much to motivate you? I mean, the question is, I want to stay motivated. So why is it so hard to be motivated? Why does it take so much to be motivated? Does it mean that it's a life and death situation that you'll be motivated? Why must it be a life and death situation, isn't it, right? And of course, sometimes a life and death situation really motivates people, right? Because you gotta survive. So another way of doing it, so if I want to stay motivated, maybe my threshold or my level of being motivated at that level, maybe I can reduce it so that it's not such a struggle to stay motivated at that high level all the time. So maybe, for example, is I would do something if you give me $100. So I would be motivated if you give me $100. I mean, that's just an example. But some people would be, I'll be motivated if you give me $1,000, right? $1,000. So the threshold is 10 times, like $100 versus $1,000. So maybe if I want to be motivated easier, and I'm not saying that I'm cheap. I'm not asking you to be cheap. I'm saying that, just an analogy, that maybe instead of setting $1,000 motivational level, maybe set it at $10, and then you be motivated even for $10. I'm not saying that you're cheap. I'm not saying lower down your expectations. I'm saying that lower the standards by which you feel motivated. So there comes a question, or another way of looking at it is that I always say is be easily inspired. So if you see something, oh, that's very nice, oh, that's very cool, oh, so I'm very easily inspired. So when I see something, I say, oh wow, that's awesome, and so and so the idea is, how to be easily inspired. I think that when you look at something and you are grateful for seeing it, meaning that if you do something and you get to an obstacle, and most of the time when we get to an obstacle, we start to lose interest. When we get to an obstacle, we start to like, oh, I can't do it anymore, and then you kind of skip today, skip tomorrow, and then you're gone. But what happens if you look at something and you say, wow, and you're easily inspired? It's like, oh my God, there's an obstacle, and you look at that obstacle not as a thing that stops me, but as a thing that, so you want to test me. So I've got something else to learn. You mean I don't know enough yet to overcome that? So if you look at something that stops you, an obstacle or a challenge, not as a obstacle, not as something to stop you, but being grateful that it's there, being grateful that it's there to make you stronger. And you know what that is. You know that whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? That quote. So I look at every challenge and say, okay, so you're testing me. Okay, so you're checking and see if I really want it or not. So that's kind of how I see things, and being grateful that it's there, being grateful that it's pushing against me. It's being grateful that, because I always think that, if it's too easy, it's like, it's not gonna last. If it's too easy, it's like, are you sure? Oh, come on, that can't be that, right? But I'm not saying that everything is hard. I'm just saying that if an obstacle comes, I look at it as, all right, I'm grateful for it, and I'm inspired by it. It's tough. I gotta learn how to handle it, but it just makes the journey more purposeful. So that's kind of how I see it. So the first one is kind of lower down your expectations, be easily inspired, and looking at the challenge as something that's grateful, that is there to help you. Okay? Number 2, you want to stay motivated at doing something, and that something has to be worth your while, isn't it? Because if you're doing something and that something is like, you don't really need it, you don't really want it, you're not gonna last, you're just gonna forget it, isn't it? So the question is, whatever that you want to achieve, must you have it? Of course you want it, but the question is, must you want it? Will you die for it? I mean, if you didn't have it, could you live with not having it? So, for example, I exercise a lot, right? So, and exercise has always been a challenge, right? Oh, I don't have time. So I'm asking myself, if I don't do it, is it okay? And my answer is, it's not okay, because if I don't do it, I'm gonna lose my muscle. I'm gonna, be round, or I'm gonna not be in my shape, or I will lose my six packs or something. So, and I can't live with that, right? So that's my standards. I can't live with that. So I'll go do it. So if you want to do something and you want to stay motivated, make sure that what you want to do is something that you cannot live without. Cannot live without. And if you say, well, I can live without that, then probably your that thing that you want maybe is not what you want. It could be a fad, it could be just an interest. And that's why it's hard to stay motivated. Number 3, now if it isn't fun, it's not worth doing, isn't it? Right? So I guess the thing about motivation is that you're happy doing it, it's fun, and it's enjoyable. But I know you're saying, but exercise is not enjoyable. Of course it hurts, and you gotta do sets, and you gotta do reps, and you gotta run, you gotta sweat, it's not joy, but the after effect is joyful, isn't it? After you feel, oh, my muscle's growing, and then the after effect is, well, I sweat, I feel good, right? Endorphins, isn't it? So I think sometimes we get mixed up with this. He says, and by the fact that it has to be fun. I know the process isn't fun most of the time, because you're dealing with rejections, you're dealing with challenges, you're dealing with, got to study hard, got to do that, and it strains you. I know it's not fun, yeah. But I think we don't think about the process. We want to think about the end result. We want to stay focused with, if you achieve your goal, how would you feel? If you achieve, your business, how would you feel? If you achieve this amount of money, how would you feel? If you achieve this body's, my health, or that body state that you want, how would you feel, right? So I think it's to is just keep that in mind. And it's not so much as is the process fun. Sometimes I know a lot of people would say that, the process of doing weights and painful is fun. The process of meeting a challenge and dealing with a challenge and solving the problem is fun. True? So I guess it's how you see it, how you see something, and you're grateful that it's there to make you stronger rather than there's, oh my God, it's going to push me, I don't want it to suck and it hurt, and I don't want to do it anymore. So I think fundamentally is, fun, is how you see it. And if you look at it as a challenge to make you stronger, it could be fun. To me, it's fun. To me, it's a growth process. So, and it brings me back to this mindset of having a growth mindset. So if you look at something and it's going to help you and make you stronger, then you're having a growth mindset. And having a growth mindset looks at things as a journey and look at a journey as a process. And you look at process as, if it's going to be this way, and you chose the direction that you want to go to, then be happy with it, because that's the process. Accept it. And if you accept something, it's joy, because you're not fighting it, you're accepting it, isn't it? You're accepting that the process is going to be hard. That means it's joy, because you've accepted it. Unless you say, I didn't realize it's going to be that hard, then it will be a challenge for you. But if you know that it is going to be a challenge and you accept it, then to me it's joy, because you're growing, you're learning, you're progressing, you're making progress, you're developing, you're building, right? Yes, it's hard, yes, it's sweat, sometimes you cry, sometimes you bleed, but you're moving forward. And I think that's important. So those are my 3 things that to help stay, it's compounded, there are many things in there, and maybe you gotta listen to it a couple of times. How to stay motivated. Number 1, lower your standards, lower the level by which you need to be. Like, you don't need $1,000 to be motivated. $1 would be fine. Be easily inspired, but look at the challenge as being grateful for it, rather than, oh my God, I don't like it. So, oh good, it's there. Come on, let's go, right? And then you will do whatever it takes to get it, and you're going to stay motivated if it's really what you want. And it has to be fun. And how is it fun? Because if I accept that the journey is going to be challenging, then it's fun, then it's purposeful, then it's value, it's adding value to me. So I hope that this sharing makes sense. I know that a lot of people want to stay motivated, and we got to stay motivated, especially now. It's times are challenging. It's scary at times. We can't give up. We can't give up, right? We can't give up. And I'm not saying that you are giving up, and I'm saying that sometimes it feels like I don't care. I'm just I don't care. Sometimes we just want to feel that way, but I think let's hold on to it and just fight this. Just have a positive mindset about this. It's hard, but we just gotta stay focused and be positive. And it soon shall pass. It soon shall pass. It's not easy. But look at this and say, hey, how can I stay motivated in this situation? Because guess what? If you can stay motivated in this situation, you can be awesome in any situation. In any situation, isn't it? So look at the challenge and, and that saying, whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. All right, so share this with friends. Let me know how you motivate yourself. I'd like to learn from you as well. And send this to friends as well. All right. So have a fantastic week, and I'll talk to you in a couple of days. Hi guys. Hi Chris. Hi Yvonne. Hi Karen. Thank you. Hi Chinyi. Awesome. All right. Have a fantastic time. Right. Stay safe. Bye bye. Oh, come in.